Hello and welcome to the Piano Man's Library. I finished a few books this week, which I'm very excited to share with you. And I have a resource that I would like to share with you. And I'll give you an update on my bingo board that I've been working on for 2025. And a couple of books which I purchased, and I'll tell you about those quickly. But yeah, first off, I read another Mary Higgins Clark book. It's good just to fill in the gaps, to give your mind a refresh, and yeah, it was good. I would have liked it a lot better because this is a whole bunch of short stories, all crime related, all the same heroine and family. It would have been better if I'd have just read one at a time over a few months or weeks, because it started being very predictable. So I used this on my bingo board for a weapon on the cover, which you can barely see it there. Yes, but it was good. It's a good book. And then the next one, actually, I just noticed all of these were for prompts for the bingo board. This one, The Housekeeper and the Professor, which could have been used for a translated work, but I am using it for the math prompt because the professor in this book was a math professor. And there are, let me see if I can quickly find some math things that went on in here. This was a delightful story. It was very heartwarming. It's about relationships that are made and friendships, even with people that you work with. In this case, this professor, he has a very short-term memory of only a couple of hours. And I think it's 80 minutes. And so every time the housekeeper goes to his door in the morning to provide her services, he asks her questions. And it's very, very delightful. And besides having some math questions in here, it helped me, it gave me a new perspective on math from what I learned in school. And it was really, really cool. And there's also, which I noticed some people on BookTube don't appreciate, that it has a fair amount of baseball talk. They are baseball fans. And it reminded me that Japan is very fond of their baseball. And it was very, very good and well written, and very very uplifting. Some sad bits, but it was just really, really good. If you haven't read this one, I do recommend it. The next one that I just finished is Martin Chuzzlewit by Dickens. This was a struggle for me. I have to say, I did not like about the first third of the book. I did not like any of the characters in the first third of the book. And I didn't want to go back. It was a chore to keep picking this book up. But I did. I knew it had to get better because it is Dickens. It had to get better. And there had to be some purpose to these horrible characters. So, yes, the middle third was better, but the last, about a third, maybe 200 pages, was very good. And I very much enjoyed it. It was just the whole getting to that stage. Yes, it took me almost 2 months to read this book, which it shouldn't have. Some quick notes on this one. Okay, so love interest played a very minor role in this particular book. Greed, covetousness, selfishness, treachery, suspicion, distrust, hypocrisy, shallowness, pandering, lies, bitterness, remorse, and villainous played a huge part of this book. And it was very, very disproportionate with goodness and tenderness and patience and joy and love. While there was some scenes of humor, it was overall just, it was very sad. And I will give you a couple of quotes from the book. The first one, the curse of our house has been love to self, or love of self. And the second one is, it is a dreadful thing to have my own child thirsting for my death. If that doesn't give you a good visual and feeling of the tone of things, I don't know what will. Yes. So, but I wasn't the only one who thought this way, even though some diehard Dickens fans absolutely loved everything about this book. I didn't, but G.K. Chesterton did an introduction, which is in the appendix of this edition. And in his words, though there are grotesque figures and farcical scenes and humor that is both heavy and light, the book is sad. This one story is sad. The book is sad, and he knew it. Yes. It's not an uplifting book by any means. And I think that was one of the things that I needed at this season because it has been raining here almost daily for 2 months, and it's just depressing. And so depressing on a top of depressing, it was just a little much. So while there was some humor in here, I wish there was a little more. And I look forward to moving on to my next Dickens, which will be Dombey and Sons, but probably not for a couple of months because I have other things that I need to get to. So there's that. And then I wanted to share, the Piano Man brought this in from our large library. And if you're new here, we have a couple of different libraries. This is my immediate TBR section over here. And then we have a small library in the next room. And then we have a larger library for our family. And then occasionally we will also stop at the public library downtown and borrow books, even when we don't need to. We'll borrow some, in addition to buying them here and there. But this book he brought to me, and I don't even know everything that we have, so this is why we call it the PianoMan'sLibrary, because he knows what's there and I don't. This is the Atlas of Literature, and it is an amazing resource because I've been reading a bunch of Japanese literature lately. The Tale of Genji, that professor, the housekeeper and the professor. And there was another one I had read. I can't think what it was. Anyway, I decided to look up and see what other Japanese things that there were. And of course, most either countries or geographical locations will have like a 2 to 4 page spread and discuss authors that are from that area over history and the history of the literature in that area. And of course, Genji was in there, a number of others. And one that really grabbed my attention was Silence. This is a novel by Shusaku Endo. I'm terrible with names. And anyway, this was a Catholic author in Japan, and he wrote about the martyrs from the early 1600s. And yes, so he included them in this story, and I'm excited to see, well, not really excited. I'm very interested to see how he worked that into a novel. Yes, there were many, many martyrs from that time in Japan. But very good. Our daughter also had a project for school, and she needed some authors from Canada, and so we found a number of them from there, although those are much, much more recent authors. So, but I thought I would share that. It is a fantastic resource. And yes, this was a new book. Another new book that I had picked up because I was watching a YouTube video, it's like interview style. It was on War and Peace, which I read earlier this year and loved. And the one gentleman on there was this Neil Ferguson, and he at one point was talking about the Freemasons, which I had wondered why he chose that organization in the book. When I was reading it, it did kind of make sense, but I still had some questions about it. And so they talked about that, and then he mentioned this book of his where he goes into networks and power from the Freemasons to Facebook. And I just had more questions, so I picked up this book too, which I am started. Like, I need more, but that's okay. Yes. So, and then from our other library, I also picked up a couple of history books because I would like to do something for Historathon, and I wanted to read another David McCullough book. This one is 1776, which would fall into this quarter's timeline. And I also picked up Samuel Johnson, a biography by John Wayne. And yes, so I believe that one also fits into the current quarter. So I don't know which one I'll pick. I'd like to get to both of them, but we shall see. Oh, and I was going to show you quickly my bingo board. And this is currently what it looks like. So I have 38 out of 52 squares blacked out. And this bingo was arranged and put out by Ariane at Book Zealots. And it has been so wonderful. It has made me dig into books that I never would have tried. I mean, I wouldn't have. I just wouldn't have. And some that I don't know when I would have tried. But it has just been, it has been fun. It has been eye-opening and really made me branch out and, test my how far I want to go, pushing my boundaries. And it's been really, really good. I'm excited. I'm still excited. So I still have a couple. The Female Pirate, I still haven't found a book for that I want to use. A notable spelling mistake in the title. That one, I don't even know that I want to read something that was spelled intentionally wrong. But if you have an idea that you think that I would like, please let me know. And the other one that I don't have anything chosen for, of course, is the Amazon chart #1 bestseller for September. So that is coming up. And I may or may not even want to do that. You know, that depends. So we shall see. But that's where I am so far. And I'm still excited about it. I do have a couple of books that are crossed off my list for my 60 by 60. And it's just been a fabulous reading year, even though I've had some sluggish areas. But let me know what you're reading. If you want to keep up with what I am reading and the books that I like to show people, then please subscribe. And if you enjoyed this in any way, hit the like button. That's okay. And if you don't, that's okay. And we will talk again soon. Thank you very much. Goodbye.